servers, so it's not very practical in that aspect, but I reckon it looks really nice. In fact, it's one of my favorite ones that I've built so far. And recently I repainted the whole thing, just because I could. And so yeah, like I said, I've been trying to get this video up a couple of times. I've tried to record and get this video up a few times. So the original videos I have it before all this paint. But apart from that, nothing's really changed. I'll show you what changed between when I was going to upload this video and now, but again, it's not a lot. The main thing is this raptor skin. I just put the bionic skin that I got off one of my mates on the skin, on the raptor, and the trike as well. And I had a spare, so I put one on Dice's raptor as well. But so this is my pen. As you can see, we've got a dual gate system, so nothing can escape whenever they're set on wonder. I used to have them set on wonder, but it just caused too much havoc. Through here, now this base is, and then through here is going to be our garden slash crop field. It's definitely it's definitely something that needs a lot of work. I'd say this needs the most work out of everything in the base. Because there's so many crop plots that we've planned to place down. Like these are rows of 4, and I'm planning to have another one on this side, on either side. Maybe not because of that compost bin. But either way, and it's a whole irrigation system I've got to set up. So it's still got a ways to go. Again, I painted the whole thing just recently. Even this is painted darker than the default. Not that you can tell when there's nothing to reference it to. And again, it's all symmetrical on both sides. I'll get up on a trend before I finish this and show you that. The only thing out of place, apart from those campfires there, is this Bronto. We're using it to get massive amounts of berries pretty much in seconds. But apart from that, it just doesn't belong here. I don't have a place for it. I can't build a place for it because of how big it is. And I don't want to build much on top of it. I built a ladder down and that's it. And that's why I'm sick of hurting myself whenever I try to get off it. We got 3 campfires here for charcoal, which is something we need a lot of. This is all set up for the paint, which I'm now finished with, so I don't know if I'm going to relocate it or keep it. I'm thinking I might keep it for now because it's a whole system I've set up to basically just quickly make massive amounts of any paint I want. So heading on inside, this has changed a few times, but the main aesthetic has been the same. Nothing from this foundation back, and that goes for this foundation back, has changed since episode 1. Well, the first episode we had this base built anyway. So as you can see, we have storage chests, only small ones, so that when these are full we can stop going for that specific resource. We've got an overflow chest here, which is pretty much overflowing already. Then I've got 2 forges here. Now again, this whole bottom floor is my usual design. I do this just about every time on a PvE server. So I have 3 smithies set up, one for structures, one for armor and saddles, and one for tools and weapons. That way you don't have to mix and match the resources and take stuff out and put other stuff in. This forge right here is for metal. As you can see, I've run out of wood in it, which is a good sign. This one's for gasoline, which I've run out of oil. These modern pastels were in use before we got a chem bench. So this one was for narcotic stim and bug repellent, which we can still use these if times get tough and we don't have gasoline for whatever reason. This one was for cementing paste, this one over here was spark powder, and this one was gunpowder. I keep these 2 separate because gunpowder doesn't need to have flint clogging up its inventory. So moving on up here, I added 3 more forges because we were really strapped on time for getting the metal for this chem bench. It took us ages just to get enough for it. Torch broke, but that's okay. So we have this chest here, which, as you can see, is for like alpha drops and rare mountain flowers, stuff like that. Stuff that don't need their own storage chest, but aren't really suitable for, yeah, you get the point. They're still needed, but they're not needed enough for their own storage chest, is what I'm trying to say. In here we have the chem station, so this is all the mortar and pestles from below just put into one because it's got enough storage space for it. We have, again, a free crafter setup, so structures and miscellaneous. This one should be weapons and tools, and then this one is actually armor, which pretty much just reverts to scuba gear because we don't use riot. As you can see, I've got an irrigation system in here because I was sick of having to run outside for water. So unfortunately I can't get rid of this one without getting rid of the fabricator, so it's just stuck there. But I do have this one, which is actually a working one and we can access. As for rooms, this is Dice's room. He's got 2 storage chests. I've said that I'm not going to access them and I still stick by that. Apart from that, he's just got a single bed over there for respawns. And then this is my room. I decorated a little bit, but not much. I have 2 big storage chests instead of 2 little ones. So in here I have cosmetics, which I need to add the new stuff from when I died. And in here I have all my armor. Now I was wearing this armor, which is painted red, but recently I opted out for the current one, which is painted purple and white. Which I think this looks a bit better, and it matches the base's outer walls. Apart from that, that's everything about the base. I'll get an aerial view just so you can see how symmetrical it is, because that is one of my favorite things about this base. It's the first time I've made a completely symmetrical base, or relatively completely symmetrical base. I'm very fussy with those doors. I like to have them closed, whereas Dice just leaves them open. It's kind of like my only pet peeve right now. But as you can see, literally everything exactly the same size. So those 2 double gated entries are the same size, the 2 pens are the same size, and then you've got the house and farm running through the middle. If I do end up adding another pen to the side, I'm gonna have to add one to this side as well, which is the problem. We're running out of building space on this side of it. So I'm kinda more inclined to just make outposts at this rate and limit what we end up taming. But we both have a trike each, we both have a raptor each, and we both have a Trendon each. I also have Apache and Bronto, but that's about it. The Bronto is kind of just anyone, so I don't really count that. But yeah, that's everything. Sorry this is short. This is a short video. Actually, I'd consider it rather long for just being a base tour. But I hope you enjoyed everything, because it was a bit different back then, and we had a few less storage chests around the places. We didn't have this cooking station and irrigation system set up yet. But unfortunately I wasn't able to upload them in time and the data got corrupted already, which is one of my least favorite things about not having my own software to use. But thank you for watching, and I'm going back to bed.